everyone, welcome back. Rebecca Jean here with Style My Sweets, and today I am excited to bring you guys 10 Christmas DIYs. I have wreaths, Christmas ornaments, and other Christmas decor using mostly items from the Dollar Tree. So I hope that you guys enjoy these Christmas DIY decor crafts. If you do, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know. Consider subscribing before you go. If you are new here, I would love to have you, and don't forget to click the little bell so you will be notified whenever I upload something new. And let's jump in.
For the first one, this one is a trio set of trees. You'll need one of these little wooden Christmas tree pieces from Dollar Tree, and you're going to separate the front and back Christmas trees and take those off carefully. And then save that little middle base part because you'll need that in just a minute. You'll also need one of these wooden Christmas trees. This one comes with markers to color it in. I guess it's for kids, but I am saving the markers for Kylie, and now I'm also taking a plaid tree skirt. These might be new to Dollar Tree this year, but even if you don't need a mini tree skirt, you can use the material for your DIYs. And that's what I'm doing right now, tracing the larger wooden tree. I traced it on the back of the fabric and cut that out, and then hot glued it right onto the wooden tree. You can use hot glue or Mod Podge or whatever you like. If you use hot glue, just put a very thin coat of glue so that the fabric lays flat and you don't get any like bumps of dried glue underneath the fabric. You want this to be as smooth as possible. And I did the exact same thing, tracing and cutting out this black and white plaid fabric that I had left over from another DIY. I got a small roll of it in Walmart. I want to say it was somewhere around $1.50 for the roll of it. And then I used some black chalk paint to paint the backs of all three wooden trees along with that little wooden stand. So everything would look really good and match, even though for the most part, nobody really sees the back. But if they do, it's easy enough to make this one look really good, so why not? Now, line up one small tree right on the right end, and then glue on and overlap the largest tree in the center, overlapping that first one. And then add the other smaller tree on the other end on the left side, also overlapping the tree in the center now. So all three trees are lined up and overlapping each other with the tallest one in the center. And that's all there is to this one. And here is how it turned out. Alright, for the next one, I'm using one of these flying disc things from the toy aisle at Dollar Tree and cutting out the center portion because for this one, we only need that outer rim part. And then turn that over and take some wooden dowels. These come in the craft section at Dollar Tree, and ideally, you're going to want to cut them down to fit together as neatly as possible so that they all kind of line up in the center. At first, I started out with mine overlapping, and I was just being a little bit lazy because I had already cut these from a previous project, and I kind of just wanted to make them fit. But honestly, I ended up going back and trimming some of the edges just to really get them to line up a little bit neater and better. And then I glued them all onto the outer rim. I spaced them out evenly, all pointed in to touch in the center like the spokes of a wheel. I mean, that is what they're going to be, the spokes of the wheel. It's looking really sloppy right here, but stick with me because I actually love how cute this one turned out. And at first it felt like a disaster, but honestly, I think it turned out pretty cute and I am pretty happy with this. So I took a little round lid. You can use one from any jar or bottle, any piece of recycle like that. I had this little metal lid, so anything about this size will work. And I liked that this one was metal, so I added the little dot from an eye from these letter sticker sheets onto the center, and then I was able to paint the whole thing. I glued this lid on the front center of our wheel, and then I just painted this entire thing white. And then I peeled off that little round sticker to reveal the metal underneath in the center of the wheel. So it gave it a little more texture and dimension and all of that. I now gathered 2 bunches of Dollar Tree Christmas floral picks and arranged them with space in between so that one is facing and curling more up and the other one faces down. And then to make a bow to go in between those, I did leave a space, and I'm using some of this red and black buffalo check deco mesh from Dollar Tree and folding the mesh over and over on itself several times. I make this maybe 8 inches wide or so, the pieces, and then I gather and tie that in the center, and now fan out those loops on the ends, and it just kind of makes a fluffy deco mesh bow. Of course, I wanted something to contrast and complement the red and black, and I had a little scrap of gold ribbon left over, so I folded that to make 2 loops and then tied off the bottom with a little pipe cleaner. So this looks like a little bow, and I used a generous amount of hot glue to get my bows and everything to stay in place. This part is optional now, but I did brush on a little bit of antiquing wax to just add a little bit of color and dimension and make it look more like a wagon wheel and not be like a perfect, clean, painted white color, but just, you know, look more natural and rustic and realistic. And here is how it turned out.
So this time of year is super busy for our family, and I decided I was going to try to save some time where I can by signing up for a meal kit service, something with delicious recipes, something sustainable, something that the whole family could enjoy, and also something that can accommodate my schedule week to week because it's not always the same. So welcome HelloFresh. They are America's #1 meal kit service, and a huge thank you to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. HelloFresh makes cooking at home fun, easy, and affordable, so I haven't had to worry about meal planning or grocery shopping or anything like that. The ingredients are super fresh, and most meals take only 30 minutes to make. Plus, you get just the exact amount that you need for the recipe, so there's basically no planning or measuring or anything like that. Plus, I'm weird and I really like pictures of the recipe, and they take it a step further and they actually give you like step-by-step pictures on the recipe card of just how to make it. So all the instruction you could need, and the recipes are really simple and easy to follow anyway. So start to finish, it's like 30 minutes and we're ready to eat. I love that I can change the delivery days each week to fit with our schedule, whatever I need, and I can add in extra meals if we want to have extra dinners, or even add some extra ones for lunch during the week, or if I need to, I can also just entirely skip a week. We selected the vegetarian option for our meal plan, but they do have something for everyone, including a selection of family-friendly and quick and easy recipe options that only take like 20 minutes to make. So you've got a whole variety of recipes to choose from. The pre-portioned ingredients mean there's 0 wasted food, which is perfect. And I love that HelloFresh uses almost entirely recyclable packaging. If you're busy, if you're looking to just branch out and try some new recipes, and maybe you don't have the time to get to the grocery store, or you don't have the time to research recipes, I highly encourage you to check out HelloFresh. We absolutely loved our meal. So good. Good.
It's better than restaurant, really.
I put guacamole and salsa inside, and even with no cheese, it's so good still.
Wow.
Delicious.
Delicious. Really good. I love it. 2 thumbs up.
Consider giving them a try. The recipes are delicious, and they will send you exactly what you need when you need it. So just go to HelloFresh.com and use my code StyleMySweets80 so that you can get a total of $80 off your first 5 boxes. Plus, you can get free shipping on your first box as well. We love them, and I hope that you guys will too. So again, that's HelloFresh.com. Use my code StyleMySweets80. Like I said, you can get $80 off of your first 5 boxes and get free shipping on your first box as well. So now that we are all getting hungry thinking about all of these delicious, yummy recipes, let's go ahead and continue with our Christmas DIY decor crafts, and I am going to have all of the information for HelloFresh listed and linked for you down below, so be sure to check that out.
For the next one, I'm taking 2 plastic candy canes. I got a bunch of these that come in a larger pack at Dollar Tree last year, and for these 2, I'm taking some nautical rope and hot glue and twisting the rope around the candy canes to cover them. I should mention though that this nautical rope is slightly narrower than the Dollar Tree one, so it's a lot easier to bend and wrap really tightly around these candy canes. If it's still available online, I will link the one that I used down below. I did use some hot glue to help keep the candy canes overlapped now, because I wanted to kind of have one and then have another one on top of it kind of offset. on a little bit of an angle, and just to kind of help keep them to stay in that position, I did use a bit of hot glue, and then I did tie a bow around them for a little decoration. And this country red checkered ribbon is from Dollar Tree. I tied a little shoelace bow with it, and then just glued in a couple tiny sprigs of greenery and berries that I clipped off some $1 Christmas floral picks. I think this little ornament would make a beautiful gift, stocking accent decor, Christmas gift topper. It's super cute and definitely perfect for any farmhouse Christmas theme. For the next one, I'm taking a Dollar Tree foam carving pumpkin. I already pulled out the little stem and painted it white. Actually, to be honest, I took apart one of my fall DIYs, so I am now repurposing this one into Christmas now. Use a generous amount of hot glue to attach a round glass Dollar Tree jar on top of the pumpkin, and then down inside of it, I used hot glue to add a little snowman from Dollar Tree's Christmas Village pieces, along with a couple tiny little snowy Christmas trees as well. Glued those in and then poured in some of the Dollar Tree faux snow. You honestly only need just a little bit, enough to kind of cover the bottom. And then I added hot glue all along the top rim of the jar and placed a little Christmas top hat ornament right on top of there, and this fits perfectly. And now we have a little snowman snow globe Christmas decoration. All right, moving on, I took one of these round Christmas wooden ornaments that come 5 for $1, and I'm painting it bright red. By the way, this acrylic paint was less than $1, I think, at Walmart. I did paint both sides, of course, so it's going to be hanging in the tree and you're going to see maybe both sides. And I took some more of this red and white checkered ribbon and tied, again, a little shoelace bow to glue on the top. But first, I layered some little frosted greenery pieces, a mini pine cone, and then the bow, and then another tiny bow that I tied with some twine on top of that to complete the look and make it look very rustic, very country, perfect for farmhouse Christmas decor or even any traditional Christmas decor with the red. It just looks so homey and cozy. And don't forget, if you want to take a little piece of twine, you can make a little hanger for your ornament, and this one is good to go. The perfect little extra gift ornament or Christmas gift embellishment, and super cute in a rustic country Christmas tree for sure. If you don't like the star cutout pattern in these wooden ornaments, you could always cover them with some fabric, which Dollar Tree does carry some occasionally, although I got this one in Walmart for about $1.50, I think, and I was actually kind of lazy with this, and my shortcut worked better than I expected. So if you're lazy like me and you just want an easy way to make your ornaments without getting too crazy, here's what I did. I took a thin layer of hot glue on this wooden ornament and then pressed it down onto the back of the fabric, and then did another thin layer of hot glue on the other side and folded the ornament straight over in half and glued the other side down. Then I just cut out all the extra material that wasn't glued on to the wooden ornament. Be warned, I had to neaten up the edges a little bit on this and trim them and make them a little neater, but overall this was really easy and quick. The glue dried super fast, so it was pretty quick and easy to do. And for this one, I actually took some of the little twine pieces that came in this pack of ornaments, and I strung the pieces through the little loop in the hole in the ornament and created another simple shoelace bow here. So I have like a little decoration that's also a hanger. Of course, you'll want to add some festive greenery, maybe some red berries and a pine cone or two. And this one is ready for the tree. For the next one, I flipped over this sign from Dollar Tree and painted over the back with my oatmeal color chalk paint. Actually, I always wonder why they label this one oatmeal, because it has like a beige tan color, but it actually has like a slightly greenish tint to me, which is kind of weird for oatmeal. I never see oatmeal as like having a greenish tint, but maybe it's just my eyes. I don't know. Does this paint look slightly greenish to you, or does the name oatmeal fit the color? Anyway, I cut some lines across the sign with my X-Acto knife to line up with the outline where the wood panels would be here. I did use a ruler to do this just to make sure that I got everything really straight. And then to lighten up the color, I brushed some white chalk paint across the sign as well, especially adding some across the lines where I cut to be the boards. And then take some sandpaper and really rub everything down with that, especially along the lines that we cut and along the edges of the sign to give it a nice even and weathered wood look. Now, I printed Merry Christmas on here, which I know is so basic. So comment and let me know some other cute Christmas sayings that we could write on a sign like this. What would you write on here? Now, I didn't like the look of a bow on this sign, so I ended up sticking with just some Christmas floral picks on the bottom. I did one fanned out to the left and one fanned out to the right and glued those on. And then I just added some pine cones in the center to complete the look. And here is how it turned out. Alright, so now let's repurpose some more fall DIYs. And if you've been watching my videos lately, you know that every video has had pumpkins turning into snowmen in one way or another. So as much as I love this copper color throughout my DIYs this past year, I'm so ready for some adorable little snowmen and snow ladies. The glitter pumpkin on here sucked up a ton of white chalk paint to get it fully covered. So if you are going to start making this like from scratch, get a smooth pumpkin or something, not this glitter pumpkin, anything besides the glitter pumpkin. And paint that all white with some white chalk paint. And then I added this little snowman face on top. Again, I can't remember if I found this in the Christmas ornament aisle at Dollar Tree or with their pet toys. But anyway, he's a little cutie, and I'm just going to complete the look with some burlap ribbon and a bit of the red and black deco mesh around his neck for a cozy Christmas winter scarf. And here is how he turned out. The next one is a little snowman ornament, and I took one of these smaller clear plastic ornaments that come 2 for $1 at Dollar Tree. Go ahead and fill this ornament with some of the styrofoam faux snow. Dollar Tree sells a whole bag of this, and you'll only need a little bit, along with a Sharpie paint marker. I made some eyes on here, some little dots to make his mouth, and then a little bit of orange acrylic paint from Dollar Tree, and just made a little sideways triangle basically to make a little carrot nose. And here is how our little snowman ornament turned out. For the next one, I took a red and black buffalo check infinity scarf from Dollar Tree and cut it along the seam so I could wrap it completely around the wreath frame. But since I was using the largest 18-inch frame, the material came up a little bit short, so I'm just going to fill in that space at the bottom of my wreath. But you could use a 14-inch frame instead of an 18-inch frame, or you could just cover that gap in with some ribbon or rope or whatever you like. I actually made this Christmas church a while ago, so I will link the video where you can see how to do it. I nestled this church in here and glued it in securely to the wreath frame, and then I took some of the Christmas floral picks and bent and glued those in. This one has an apple along with a Christmas floral clip. I like the red cardinal on this one. And then I folded over the red and black check deco mesh a few times, and I did make this probably between 8 and 12 inches, almost a foot long, across the width, across the loops that I was folding, so that when I pinch it in the center, I'll still have like 5 or 6 inches maybe on each side to fluff out like a puffy bow. And so I pinched that in the center and twisted it off with a little pipe cleaner. And I did kind of the same thing with some gold ribbon, also from Dollar Tree. I fold over 3 or 4 loops. And for this one, you can either gather in the middle, you can fold your loops over back and forth and then pinch the middle and fan out each side, or you can fold all your loops together and then pinch the bottom of it and have all of the loops sticking up from the top. It's optional to also leave a tail ribbon hanging down if you want, up to you. But then anyway, take a twist tie, pipe cleaner, or elastic band and tie off the bottom of your bunch of ribbon loops, and then you can just glue or tie that into place on your wreath. It's really easy and cute.
If you made it all the way to the end of this video, thank you guys so much. You are seriously the best. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you're still here, that probably means that you enjoyed this video. And if you haven't already, again, please consider subscribing before you go. I would love to have you. Also, be sure to check out HelloFresh. I'm going to have all of their information linked down below so you can check that out. And don't forget to use the code StyleMySweets 80 so you can get $80 off your first 5 boxes and free shipping on your first box as well. So with all of that being said, I wish you a beautiful and blessed day, and I can't wait to see you soon in the next one. Bye!